Trump just announced a major decision. And that leads to the global economy and market changing. Countless eyes are fixed on the White House to understand the significance behind and China was quick to set out key negotiating terms. A trade game drama without gunpowder smoke. It's playing out. His approval rating plummeted to 39%. Trump's inner anxiety can be imagined. Just a few weeks, its trade policy has been a roller coaster ride. A series of major reversals. What exactly is it that makes the White House owner so rattled? Don't worry, I'll analyze it for you next. Hello, friends. Welcome to this issue of Washington Watch. April 29th. It will be 100 days since Trump returned to the White House. However, during these 100 days, his approval rating is in free fall. Fell to the bottom, even lower than in the previous term. The Washington Post and ABC News, the latest poll released jointly, shows that only 39% of Americans approve of his performance in office. The New York Times put out a slightly higher number, but only 42%. And past US presidents, compared to the results at the time of 100 days in office, that's not a pretty number. In the face of such an unfavorable situation, Trump can't sit still. He is on social media, angry that these polls are fake news, while blaming news organizations suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Even Fox News, which has always been close to him, couldn't escape his anger. Trump's mind is simple. As long as it's not good for him, that's all fake. Tough words are tough. Actual actions revealed his panic. Just a few weeks, Trump's trade policy has undergone a series of major adjustments. It's 3 steps back in a row. First, it announced a 90-day suspension of the reciprocal tariff policy, then exempted some electronic product tariffs. And finally, they plan to make major concessions in the automotive sector. Relaxation of auto tariffs. It is widely believed that Trump is trying to win over the public, stabilize the market, and ease allied relations. As a last resort, investigate its root cause, Trump's concession, largely due to economic helplessness. American automaker. Massive mass marches have been held recently. United pressure on the Trump administration. A clear warning. Auto tariffs will lead to higher car prices and lower sales. It could even lead to mass layoffs. A chain reaction for the entire industry. Many auto parts suppliers are already struggling. One more tariff. It has the potential to overwhelm the entire supply chain. Not to mention Michigan. As the heart of the American automotive industry, it is also a key voting position for Trump. Naturally, he had to give a big gift first, announce tariff exemption, let local workers and automakers breathe a sigh of relief. The US Commerce Secretary even used incentives to make in the United States to make excuses for this concession, trying to give Trump a step down. But everyone knows, this is essentially a policy withdrawal. It is Trump who is under multiple pressures at home and adjustment. However, this initiative, it has not been able to promote dialogue and negotiation between China and the United States. China has set clear conditions. On April 29th, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun said at a press conference, if the US wants to solve the problem through dialogue and negotiation, threats and pressure should be stopped. On the basis of equality, respect and reciprocity, start a dialogue with China. In other words, China is not opposed to negotiations, but the US must demonstrate its sincerity. For China, auto tariff issue, it is just the tip of the iceberg of the entire economic and trade friction. The real impact is bigger. Yes, the Trump administration's crackdown on Chinese high-tech companies and restricting the entry of Chinese products into the United States in the Chinese market. These measures, it has long exceeded the scope of normal trade friction. It's more about political intent. Because of this, 3 steps back in the face of Trump, China has shown full rationality and restraint, neither hyped didn't take the opportunity to apply pressure. It is a careful assessment of the actual actions of the US government. This shows that China places more emphasis on substantive results. It wasn't a victory for public opinion. There is one more point that cannot be ignored. That is the importance that China attaches to trust. In the eyes of many Chinese companies and industry representatives, the US government has changed its policies frequently in the past few years. It has seriously undermined the foundation of mutual trust between the two sides. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs released a blockbuster video titled More Than One, reviewing historical cases, revealing the nature of American economic bullying. The video mentions,在1980s, the United States suppresses Japan through the Plaza Accord, and events such as direct access to Ostrom in France, pointing out that compromises and concessions will only encourage China says it will persevere in the struggle, safeguarding the multilateral trading system. This shows that, in this case, even if the US makes some concessions, now, it is also difficult to win back China's trust easily. Trump's approval rating has now dropped to 39%. Opposition remains high. The public is increasingly pessimistic about the economic outlook, although signed by Republican voters as Trump's base, still standing by his side, but they're a very limited number. The loss of centrist and independent voters. That's the biggest problem he's facing right now. Auto tariff reduction, it might calm some supporters for a while, but it's hard to reverse the overall polling trend, especially in the face of inflationary pressures, high interest rate environment, and slowing job growth, among other challenges. Confidence is becoming increasingly difficult to rebuild. Trump on auto tariffs this time. Make concessions. It is a realistic choice in the face of domestic pressure. Also foresee no U.S. economic opens and trade window possibility. But can this window finally be truly opened? Let's see what happens. The willingness of both parties to negotiate and their actions to cooperate. Can Trump use this to restore public opinion and stabilize the political situation? Again, a lot of variables. Okay friends, thanks for watching this video. See you next time.